Now we are going to solve the next paper, IGCSE Physics 0625, paper 2, variant 2, June 24. So let's start. Question number 1. A student wishes to measure accurately the volume of approximately 40 centimeter cube of water. She has two measuring cylinders, a larger one that can hold up to 100 centimeter cube of water, and a smaller one that can hold up to 50 centimeter cube of water. The water forms a meniscus where it touches the glass. Which cylinder and water level does the student use to ensure the accurate? I already told you, for more accurate values of the volume, we need to use smaller measuring cylinders. So, and we need to read the bottom of the meniscus. So bottom of the meniscus, smaller measuring cylinder, option C. Let's proceed to the question number 2. The motion of an object is represented by the speed-time graph as shown. Which quantity is equal to area under the graph? Speed-time graphs, the area under the graph is the distance traveled. Option is C. Area under the graph is distance traveled and the gradient is the acceleration. Question number 3. Astronaut of mass 80 kilogram is standing on a planet with a gravitational field strength G. Weight W is equals to mg. Mass is 80. G is 3.8. You multiply 80 with 3.8. It's approximately 300 newtons. The answer is B. What's the exact answer? 304, which rounds to only 300 is the next option, the option B. Question number 4. A sealed volume 2000 centimeter cube contains the gas at high pressure. The container is placed on the top pen balance. It reads 200 grams, the mass. Now air is removed by the vacuum pump until the mass, so that was M1, this is M2. What is the density? No problem, easy. Density is mass over volume. How much mass changed? The change in mass is 200 minus 196, only 4 grams. The change in mass is only 4 grams. The volume is still same. So density is 4 gram over 2000. 0.002. Option A. Question number 5. Each diagram shows 3 forces on a beam. In which situation is it possible for 3 forces to be in equilibrium? So first of all, you need to make sure the resultant force 0 and resultant moment 0. So if you talk about resultant force 0, it could be force 0, this up down force 0. These are not cancelling force 0. These are also not cancelling 0 force. A or D, resultant forces are 0. Now resultant moment 0 mean no turning effect about any point. About any point. If you talk about any point, whatever you take. So if you talk about, for example, this point, this will cause rotation, this will cause rotation, this will not cause rotation. Yes? So here, resultant moment is not 0. Resultant moment is, if you go for D, force is 0, and resultant moment will be 0. For example, take any point. If you take this point, this will cause anti-clockwise movement. Sorry, this will cause clockwise movement. This will cause anti-clockwise movement. Moments can cancel each other. They can give you 0. So it could be in equilibrium. The option is D. Question number 6. A A gymnast jumps down from a high piece of apparatus. She gradually bends her knees as she lands. Which effect does this have? So why does she bend her knees? Okay, falls from a high piece of apparatus. So she bends her knees. So which effect? She will have smaller change in momentum. Change in momentum depends upon mass and velocity. By bending, neither the mass changes nor velocity changes. Wrong. She will lose kinetic energy as she lands. So whether she bends her body or she doesn't bend her body, she will still lose the energy. No, actually, as she's falling, she gains kinetic energy. Really? She will exert a smaller impulse on the ground. Impulse is again change in momentum, should be same. She will experience small force from the ground as she lands. Now, why, my dear? Small force. So she gradually bends her knees. Yes? So force, my dear, you know it is rate of change in momentum. Okay. There are two ways. One way is when she's bending, okay, bending and stretching will increase the time of impact. Force is change in momentum divided by time. When impact time will increase, the force will be decreased. The option is D. Question number 7. Table gives 4 energy resources and states whether the main source of energy for the resources is sun. Which statement is correct? Energy resource, geothermal. Main source is sun? No. Geothermal is hot rocks. Geothermal is hot rocks. Oil, main source, they are saying no. Actually, it is sun. So no is wrong answer. Why? The oil, whether it's a petroleum oil or natural oil, they are found by dead plants and animals. Dead plants and animals, when they were alive, they used to get the energy from sun. Water held behind the dam. Yes. Why? Because it is by the rainwater. Rainwater is due to evaporation of seawater caused by sun. Option C is right. Wind, they are saying no, it is also caused by sun. Sun causes convection currents. Convection currents are due to day and night time temperature differences. Temperature difference caused by sun. Temperature difference causes wind. So also by sun. So only option which is right is C. Question number 8. The equation delta P is rho G delta H is useful for a liquid. It's a liquid pressure. Meaning of rho. Rho is density. Rho is density of the liquid. Option B. What are the correct terms for each change of state? Liquid to solid is called freezing or solidification. Liquid to solid is called freezing or solidification. And liquid to gas is evaporation. Option is C. Question number 10. Extremely small pollen grains in water are viewed through microscope. This is Brownian motion. This is Brownian motion. So since they are seen moving continuously and randomly, what is the reason for this random motion? Random yani Brownian motion. The grains are moved by randomly moving water molecules. Yes. The pollen particles are hit by smaller, lighter, faster, and randomly moving water molecules. Option is A. No other option. Question 11. Which graph shows the volume of a fixed gas at constant temperature with pressure? This is Boyle's law. Boyle's law, my dear students, it says the pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Inverse relation graph is this, a curve. Option D. Question number 12. What effect is caused by thermal expansion? Thermal means when you heat. Expansion, molecules go away from each other. So what is the effect? A metal surface heating up in direct sunlight. No. Ice cream melting. No. It is a change in state. Railway track buckling on a hot day. Correct. Railway tracks, due to thermal expansion, their size increases, they buckle up. That's why the gaps are left. Question number 13. Temperature of a water at the bottom of waterfall is greater than the temperature of water at the top. So waterfall, the temperature of water at the bottom is greater than at the top. The energy in the gravitational potential energy stored for the water at the top is transferred to thermal energy. Specific heat capacity is C. What is the temperature fall? I will do. Height, you know. When it falls, its GPE changes into thermal energy. GPE is mgh. Thermal energy is mcat. M we don't know. We simplify. C is specific heat capacity. Delta T is the temperature. Substitute. G is 9.81. Height is 21. Divided by C, which will be 4,200, gives you temperature change. Use your calculator. Enter this value in the calculator and tell me before I choose the right option. 0.049. Option B. Question number 14. An ice cube is placed in a beaker and is heated. Ice melts to form water. Ice cube, ice melts to form water, which then evaporates at a fixed temperature and then boils. So first ice melts, then evaporates first, then boils. The steam condenses, the fourth stage, on a cold window on the in the room. So the question says, which process involves transfer of energy from the ice, water, or steam to the surrounding? Melting, no. Melting takes energy from surrounding. Evaporating also it requires energy. Boiling also takes energy. You cannot boil without supplying energy. You cannot evaporate without energy. You cannot melt without energy. Condensation loses energy. Condensation loses energy. Freezing also loses energy. Right option is D. Question number 15. A teacher shows his class a polystyrene cup. Polystyrene is a thick plastic with lots of tiny air bubbles. Good things are it's plastic. Number 2, it has tiny air bubbles. Plastic is poor thermal conductor. Also, the air is poor thermal conductor. Keep in your mind. Plastic, poor. Air also, poor. He asked the class why a cup is so good in keeping the hot drink as warm. I already told you. Plastic, poor thermal. Air, poor. Suggestions are here. It contains the air, which is poor thermal conductor. Yes. Plus, air is a poor thermal conductor. The air is trapped in tiny bubbles, so very little convection possible. Also true. Whenever air is trapped, convection is not possible. So that's why they say very little. Also correct. Plastic is also poor thermal. All are correct options. 1, 2, 3. All are correct options. A. Question number 16. Two samples of same material have same mass but different surfaces. Each sample is heated to same temperature and then left to cool. Each sample is allowed to cool to same final temperature. Small surface area, X. Large surface area, Y. Which row correctly compares decrease in internal energy? Internal means both kinetic and potential, yani loss in heat. And initial rate of cooling. Of course, the larger surface area means Y. So Y has larger rate of cooling. Larger rate of cooling. Which one? Y. And they say they both reach the same final temperature. So same final temperature means their final internal energy is same. Same. X cools down faster? No. Y cools down faster? Yes. Because of more surface area. Question number 17. In which type of wave is the direction of vibration parallel? First of all, it is a longitudinal wave. In your syllabus, there are these longitudinal waves: sound, ultrasound, P waves. P waves are seismic waves. So these three waves all are longitudinal waves because the vibration of the particles is parallel. Which option is available? B. Waves in a ripple tank. Question number 18. Waves in a ripple tank are diffracted as they pass through a narrow gap. What can be done to spreading more? More diffraction. Diffraction is directly proportional to wavelength. For more diffraction, there should be more wavelength. Also, the gap size should be as small as equals to the wavelength. So which option can help you? Now, decrease the frequency. If you decrease the frequency, it means wavelength will increase because lambda is equals to V over F. Decreasing the frequency will increase the wavelength. Correct answer. Speed has nothing to do. Increasing frequency will decrease wavelength. Wrong. Increasing frequency will decrease wavelength. Wrong. Only option is A. Question number 18 finished. Now let's go to question number 19. Letter is G. You want to see in the mirror. When you see in the mirror, it's laterally inverted. Laterally inverted means the right appears left and left appears right. So certainly it will look like this thing. Which option looks like this? E, it's D. Question number 20. You want to find refractive index for the ray which is passing from air into diamond. There is a trick. You need to have angles from normal. Angle of incidence will be 90 minus 60, which is 30. Angle of refraction will be 90 minus 72, which is 78, which is 12. N is equals to sine I over sine R. Option is D. Are you sure? 2.4. Option is C. Question number 21. The ray diagram shows the formation of the image by two different converging lenses. Which row describes the images? Diagram 1. Diagram 1 is virtual image. It is upright image. It is enlarged image. Diagram 2 is real image, inverted image. Diagram 1 is a virtual image. Diagram 2 is a real image. Why virtual image? Because diagram 1, the lines are projected back. So whenever the lines are projected back like this to obtain the image, this is called virtual image. Option C. Question number 22. 22 is, white light enters the glass prism, the light leaving the other side of the prism is spread. It is ROYGBIV, ROYGBIV. So sequence of the colors is this. Diagram 1 is wrong. The splitting starts from the first edge. Splitting starts from first edge, like that. Diagram 2 is correct. So first of all, path taken by light, 1 is wrong. 2 is right. Order is red or violet. Red up, violet down. Option is C. Question number 23. Thermal radiation is part of electromagnetic spectrum. Thermal, infrared. Real Madrid is very ugly except goalkeeper. The infrared are actually heat radiation or thermal radiation. Infrared is heat radiation or thermal radiation. Question 24. A remote controlled vehicle is traveling on the surface of a planet. Vehicle senses an obstacle ahead. It sends a radio signal. So speed of radio waves is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. To control room, where it's being controlled. Control room is this kilometer away. It is kilometer, you multiply by 1000 to change into meters. So distance will be 2.4 into 10 power 9 meters. You have speed, you have distance. Control room sends the signal back. Sending the signal back, reflection of signal. Whenever there is a reflection of the waves, formula will be speed is 2d divided by t. What is the minimum time taken? T. Now, my dear students, speed, they didn't tell you, you know, 3 into 10 power 8. Distance, I change into meters. I need time, use this triangle. So time will be 2 distance over speed. 2 times 2.4 into 10 power 9 over speed, 3 into 10 power 8. 16 seconds. Option D. It's a challenging question to think, but you can easily complete that question. Reflection, we use the 2D formula. Question number 25. Which statement about the direction of magnetic field is correct? Direction of magnetic field is direction of force on a north pole. Direction of force on a north pole. Option A. Student draws the graphs for AC supply. AC mean alternating. And DC supply. DC mean direct current. Which row shows the correct labels? Yellow. X is certainly DC. Y is AC. W is the y-axis, which is voltage or PD or current. Y-axis cannot be time, so it is voltage. Alternating is Y. Direct is X. Option D. Question number 27. A resistor transfers 100 joules of energy to the charge 10 coulomb. Potential difference. Potential difference is amount of energy per unit charge. Energy is 100. Charge is 10. Answer is 10 volts. 10 volt. Not watt. B. Question number 28. While X and Y are made from the same metal, a good question. You have lengths L1, L2. You have the cross-section area A1, A2. You have resistance R1, you want resistance R2. Formula of resistance in terms of lengths and areas. R1, A1, L1. R2, A2, L2. Put the values. R1, A1, L1, R2, A2, L2. Okay, L2 will go there and A2 will go down. So 2 times 0.4 over 1.0. So here L2 came up, A2 came down. The answer will be new resistance. $3.46. The answer is D, which is 3.5. It's a good question. Question number 29. Potential divider. So the reading on the voltmeter they are saying is 1.8. Right here, how much? 1.8 volt. So it means total is 3. So up will be how much? 3 minus 1.8. So up is 1.2 volt. What is the resistance? Cross multiply. Resistance is proportional to voltage share. Up 1.2 volt, resistance is 5 kilo. Down 1.8 volt, resistance is how much? So it will be 1.8 times 5 over 1.2. You can calculate, just cross multiply, it will be 7.5. Option C. Question number 30. Two electrical appliances are connected to main supply. Appliances mean TV, AC, fridge, lamp, laptop, washing machine, blender, all are electrical appliances. Cable connected to one appliance includes an earth wire. The cable connected to the second appliance does not need earth wire. Earth wire is for safety. So earth wire, if they include it, it means there is a risk of a short circuit, or its case and its cover could be metal. Cover could be metal, so it can cause you electric shock, electrocution. So earth wire will help you. The other they say does not need. So maybe there is no risk of electrocution. So maybe its cover, its metal case, so its case is not metal. It could be a plastic. So what is the reason? One appliance has a metal case, other doesn't. Correct. The one which has metal case, its switch, its wire must have earth wire for safety. Option is A. 31. The diagram shows a simple AC generator. The magnet rotates around the fixed coil, wound around the fixed iron core. Electromotive force output is a sine wave. Sine wave means like that, the output. Series of crests, zeros, and troughs. The magnet is shown in 3 different positions, P, Q, R, during the rotation. The magnetic field of the coil is 0 at Q. At Q, it is 0. They told you in the question, obviously. So, magnetic field in the coil is 0 at Q. But changing, okay. At Q, 0 but changing rapidly. Rapid changing means maximum induced EMF. Most rapid change mean maximum induced EMF. Which statement is correct? So magnitude of induced EMF of Q is larger than. If in a rate of change of magnetic field is maximum, induced EMF is also maximum. The option must be A, my dear students. Yes? Question 32. 240 volts power supply, 100% efficient, used to light up 6-volt lamp, 12-watt power. What is the current in the power supply? Now, current, how do you find current? Usually you have this formula for the power, voltage, and current. P is equals to V, I. Yes or no? But the problem is it's a transformer. It is a, so there is an input current and there is an output current. We have to be very careful about this concept. If I do the output current, it will be P divided by I, which is 2 amperes. I'm not saying to choose it. This is which? Output current. What? There are 2 ways to solve this question. Voltage we don't have. Actually, let's go the other way. They don't need the output. They need in the power supply. So power supply means which voltage you will use? Yeah. This is whether input or output since 100% efficient. So the primary power will also be 12. So if you say I is equals to P divided by V, the power is still 12 watt. But for supply, the voltage is 24, 0.5 amperes. Option A. Question number 33. Nuclear physics we will reach now. Scattering of alpha particles by a thin gold foil provides scientists with the evidence of nuclear atom. Alpha particle scattering. Which particles were scattered by the gold? I already told you they are alpha particle scattering experiments, so it's alpha. Question number 34. A nucleus X has 17 protons, 18 neutrons. So it means its nucleons will be 17 plus 18, which is 35. In our physics, the proton numbers are written down, which is 17. Nucleon numbers are written up, which is 35, which is the correct option. D. Question number 35. The dashed line on the graph shows the decay curve recorded from a sample of a particular radioactive isotope. The current count rate includes there is background. So it includes what? Background radiation. If you correct from background, so true count rate will be down, less, below the actual. So if actual, below the dotted. So if dotted is shown, so the actual will be below that by same amount. By, so the actual will be below dotted by same amount. Why? Because background count is always constant. So by constant amount, so in which case the solid line is below the dotted by same amount. B. Next question, number 36. Question number 36 says, which type of radioactive is suitable in measuring and controlling thickness? Beta. Paper manufacturing. Why? Because it's like penetrating is more than alpha, but less than gamma. And usually the half-life should be short. No. industry used for long time. Long time means long half-life. It should have long half-life, my dear. True. Yes. Who told you? Where? You are misunderstanding. Beta doesn't have a half-life. Half-life is always for a source. Sources, they emit half-life radiation. So some sources, they emit quickly, short half-life. Other sources, they emit slowly, long half-life. Question number 37. A medical tracer is used to investigate a tumor in a patient. Half-life, okay, there's no background. So initial count is 10,000. You divide this initial count by 2, which is 5,000. 5,000 you read on the graph and you drop it down to 2 minutes is the half-life, my dear. Question number 38. Earth orbits Sun in approximately 365 days. This question is indirect. Why? Because we need all of them to be meters per second. So you will multiply 365 by 24 hours, and each hour is 3,600 seconds. So orbital speed is 2 pi r over t. 2 pi r is 1.5 10 power 11. Time is 365 days, 24 hours, 3,600 seconds. We already did a similar question, but that was per days. Now we need per seconds. You will calculate, then I will choose. Let's see whether you will calculate first or I choose first. 3.2.98 10 power 4. Option A. Question number 39. Which statement about the life cycle of a star is correct? Life cycle. All stars eventually run out of hydrogen. Yes. Fusion stops. Fusion stops. Correct answer. A. Question number 40. The last one. A galaxy is this distance moving away from Earth. This is called D. It is in kilometers, make sure. And its speed of recession is V. Hubble's constant, first of all, you need to memorize it as well. Hubble's constant value, if you all remember, I told you, actually, we learned 2.2 into 10 power negative 18. Yes? They are using 2.3 into 10 power negative 18. Hubble's constant. It's fine. There is no other option. Now, the speed of galaxy. Speed of in kilometer per second. Now, how do you calculate? A galaxy is this meter away from Earth with a speed 7,000 kilometers per second. Okay, the new distance they gave you. Hubble's constant formula was what? H naught V D. So speed of galaxy will be Hubble's constant multiplied by D. Hubble's constant 2.3 into 10 power negative 18. Distance, keep kilometers because we need kilometers. 6.2 into 10 power 21. You calculate or I choose. If the distance is more, so speed is also more. What's your answer? Correct answer. B. Thank you. I hope you understood both of the papers. See you for the next paper, inshallah.